over to you, Jide, for your case study.
Okay, thanks, Henry. So for my case study, I've taken a bit of a holistic view to the case study rather than specifically going through each of the objectives and each of the sort of steps of the solution that I used throughout the course. So my career, I've kind of been a bit of an unwitting product manager throughout my career. So early on, I worked at Orange. This is back in about 2000, the launch of the first WAP phone, the Nokia 7110. And I was buying content for Orange, the Orange portal. So I was buying kind of things like games content, music content, ringtones, things like that. And I was working with the sort of marketing team who were the product owners, but they weren't called product owners. They had really cool names like Musical Alchemist. And I thought that at the time, I actually quite enjoyed what they were doing and the fact that they had something that was an end deliverable to what they were doing, rather than kind of in purchasing, you don't really produce anything or make anything. So I was really interested in what they were doing. But then I also started working on a handset insurance product, but at the time didn't think of it as product ownership. So, it's kind of with hindsight, I go back and I think, actually, this is some of the unwitting product management that I've actually done throughout my career. After Orange, I worked at Three. So this was back in about 2004, 2005, just after the Three network had launched. And there I was started off in another procurement function, but then moved into more of what was called business development. But we actually created an advertising solution. So this was selling advertising on the Three internet portal. And I was involved right from defining what that advertising looked like through to the business case and through to selling it actually to the market, going into agencies and selling that advertising. But again, I've thought of it more as business development rather than as product management or product ownership. So all this time I haven't been thinking, need to understand product management. And it's only really been since doing this course that I've looked back and realized the unwitting product management that I've done. After Three, via a couple of other roles, I ended up at a media agency called MEC, where I was head of mobile. And again, was sort of doing product development. So creating chatbots, creating apps, as well as creating ad campaigns. So again, a lot of product management, product ownership, but without any sort of structure to it. And then now, my current job, I'm at a company called Ubiquity, and I joined really as a digital specialist, but supposedly working with clients and doing sort of client delivery work. But I soon got asked to fill in as solution owner for a new cost benchmarking solution that we were taking to market. And from there, I've sort of moved into more kind of product specific roles. So working directly now for the Chief Product Officer, and now working as head of solutions, and launched some solutions over the last sort of 2 or 3 years. And it's become really apparent to me that we don't talk to clients to get any input. We don't have any real process. We don't have any real way of defining benefits to clients, and this causes quite a lot of problems, quite a lot of stress when we're trying to build sales collateral, because we haven't got the benefits there clearly articulated to be able to take to a client and say, this is the problem, or this is the challenge that we're going to solve for you. This is how we're going to make life better for you. So following that role change, we've also had a company reorg where we've split into 5 specialisms, and solutions, which I head up, is at the heart of the business. And when this was announced to the company, there was a sort of org structure that was announced with my name as head of solutions, which was a bit of a surprise to me in terms of the announcement to the whole organization. And whilst that was, obviously a great thing, visibility, that kind of promotion, there was also a lot of pressure that I put on myself. And the reason for that was because I kind of see it as being, I've got a choice here. I can really lead that solutions team and deliver excellence, or we can kind of carry on bimbling along as we have been. And, therein lies the danger of mediocrity. So I had a really, kind of moment of what am I going to do? How am I going to step up and really deliver here? And that was when I remembered that an ex-colleague had done the Prod MBA course. And so I reached out and had a chat with you and looked at all of the collateral around the course and thought, hey, wow, actually, this could be excellent. This is perfect timing. Started the course and found it hard work at the start. The dip is very real, but the value of it was apparent right from the start. So just from day one, just actually thinking about discovery, thinking about the challenges, thinking that clients have, how do you turn those into opportunities? How do you create a value proposition? And so as we've gone on with the course, I've really been learning and starting to implement a lot of things that I've learned. So as well as sort of the case study that we've been working on as part of the course, I've already started kind of creating a new process for my team and implementing that process. So this is a slide from a Ubiquity presentation that I've put together, implementing a new standardized process for solution development. And this is where I've really been taking to heart sort of frameworks and things from the course. So I'm now getting the team to really kind of start from the beginning, taking it slow, not jumping straight into solution design, but actually doing a discovery phase, working through some of the frameworks that we've had in the course. So it's all about gaining a deep understanding of the client challenge. So actually speaking to clients, speaking to client directors internally, finding out what are the challenges that clients have in the specific areas. And then defining the value proposition for clients. So I've had 2 workshops now where taking people through that process, trying to get them to get to that value proposition, and then validating the value proposition through our marketing communications. So we have a monthly email that goes out to clients. So I've spoken to the head of marketing about having a section in that email to say, oh, we're working on this new solution, basically with the value proposition, and saying, get in touch if this sounds like it's something that you would benefit from. Also thinking about how we can validate the value proposition via LinkedIn, and then creating a strategic roadmap from the value proposition, thinking about what can we deliver as a sort of live data prototype, as an initial sort of validation of the solution and of the value that we can deliver to clients, and then thinking about future iterations as well. And once we have that sort of idea of the strategic roadmap, actually putting together a lean business plan. And this can be used for updating the business. So very much see it as something to deliver to the ELT, executive leadership team. Also, a great way of validating the sort of the cost and revenue within the solution. So again, that's putting in a lot more rigor. This is stuff that just we haven't been doing within the business. There's also something that we have been doing in the business in a sort of ad hoc way, and this is having an input, process, output sort of framework. So we look at what's the data that we need to input. Is it just client data? Is there third-party data that we need to buy in? What other data sets can we use? Then how do we process that data? So are there rules, if this, then that can be applied to the data? Are there pools that we can use for benchmarking? Or is there just sort of human analysis that we can apply to the data? And then what do the outputs look like? Is it a Power BI interface? Is it a PowerPoint presentation? What does the output actually look like? So all of that goes into the solution development, and then the go-to-market strategy. So what are our target clients? What does sales collateral look like? Internal comms, external marketing, and all the way through, including other specialisms to make sure that we take on board their point of view and have buy-in from those people. So that's been really powerful from a process perspective. But then the coaching and mentoring is something that is really important for me in developing the team. I really want to have a high-performing team within the business. And so the frameworks around coaching, mentoring really help me to bring on my team and make sure that we have a really satisfied team that get real satisfaction out of the work that they're doing, really enjoy being in the team, and really then able to promote the solution specialism as being a sort of a guiding light within the business. So that's been sort of all of the process that going through. In terms of success, been success already. So I've shared the standard process with my boss, the Chief Product Officer, and his response to that was, "I bow to your greatness. This is so good." So fantastic feedback from him. I've also presented to the ELT, the executive leadership team, as well as to the CEO individually. And as a result of that, they now want me to present to the PLC board. So this is not just around sort of the standard process, but around sort of what we're doing within the solutions team. But I think that I've been able to articulate that much better, and being able to sort of demonstrate progress within the solutions team because of the work that we've been doing in the Prod MBA course. And then the future. So for the future, want to really make sure I deliver on that high-performing team. Want to make sure that we have successful solutions. Success can be defined in any number of ways, so that needs to be defined. But it will be from a revenue perspective, it will be from a number of projects sold perspective, repeat business on those solutions. So I still need to define those success metrics, but have some good ideas of what they should be. And all of this will help in cementing my succession to CPO. So already been speaking to my boss about sort of the future and that kind of succession plan. And I think that if I can deliver on all of the things that I've been talking about in this case study, then that will really cement that position. So the only thing that the only other thing that I need to say is thank you, Henry. It's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed the course. I've really enjoyed the hands-on sessions, the workshops. I've really enjoyed the frameworks that we've had in it. I've found it to be absolutely invaluable, and I know that it's going to make a real difference to my career. So thank you very much.
Awesome. No, it's really, really rewarding to hear that, and particularly the impact it's had so far. Good, Jide. I'm going to quickly go through just sort of bullet points on the case study itself.
Yeah.
And then we'll slow down and talk a little bit about sort of, long term, some of the things I've observed with you over the 8 weeks. So first thing, I love that you customize this. why it shows first principles, which I talk about all the time. You've said, what actually makes most sense in my case? It's going to be adapting this case study so that I can present it internally and get feedback on it. Yeah, awesome. I think your reflections were good. That kind of introspection, that ability to see, what you're doing well, where to improve upon, just is fundamental for self-improvement. So, it's a great foundation to have. I thought one thing to improve upon, I like storytelling, right? I like that you gave your background and sort of, how you came to where we're at today in terms of thinking of these changes. But it was 4 minutes just on the first slide. So, same with the hero's journey, package it really concise so that, people don't want your life story. I know it's interesting for you and it's like, all of your 20 years of hard work, but, it really needs to be a couple of lines there. So try and be really concise and, make what's the point that's relevant to what's the story that's going to be relevant for the point you're making? Is the important point there. Process outline. I thought this was excellent. You had a very clear why and, why this thing like discovery and how do we do it for each point. Awesome. I thought you could boost this just to really level it up. Had a specific example of where this would have helped. So for example, let's take discovery, so you go, here's discovery, here's why we use it, here's how. You go, for example, we built this product recently and it flopped and we could have avoided that if we'd done ABC. So you're putting it, if, presenting to stakeholders, you're putting it in business terms for them. Relatable terms, cost, profit. Second thing, add visuals. You're introducing a lot of new concepts and buzzwords to them, like strategic roadmap. The goal is not for them to understand those things, but at least have a rough idea of what it is. So add some visuals, otherwise they're just going to switch off. They're not going to take in what you're saying. The fourth point on that. I love that you've adapted that framework as well. Again, shows first principle. You've added this element of data input and output to decision making. Awesome. Again, all these things are showing this step up to leadership. Good. And I love the last point. You point out communications, transparency. Hey, we're bringing everyone along here. We're not just doing our own thing. Super important within a company, right? Good. Success metrics. Sorry, just skipping forward. You talked about success metrics. As you said, just make sure you define these really concrete. And this is a great place to collaborate with stakeholders and sort of get them to feel a bit more invested in what you're doing. So good opportunity to do that there. Use a workshop to do that, or just meeting one-on-one. On the CPO plan, this is great to hear. I love that you've really attacked this already, because it's really easy to, I'm in a new role, let's just get comfortable. Or you've gone straight on the attack. And what you can use that coaching template with your boss so that, you've got really nice concrete goals. You're making sure that you're getting the support. And also it's probably something that they're going to use with their team. So again, you're sort of you're introducing all these cool new concepts and frameworks. Yeah. So again, that's a public template. So you can just share that with him. Good. So just zooming out a little bit. Observations generally. I thought firstly, the case study was excellent. Again, it's showing all the traits of leadership for me around, first principles, confidence. You're focusing on the right things as well. Generally from the, day one, one of the people that's a joy to teach really, you come very committed. You turn up to, I think, pretty much every workshop.
Yeah.
If not all of them. You made sure you say, I can't do lunch, I'm going to be in the evening once. There's commitment there, quite very positive, bring a good energy, which is, it's really important. Again, you're going to be the one that has to uplift your team at times.
Yeah.
So, leading by example, being positive, bring good energy, showing commitment, being proactive, all of these things are great leadership traits. Related to that, I love the fact that you went away and actually ran a workshop. That is stepping up. Only 5 out of 20 people are probably going to do that. right? And I can tell you right now, not just the workshopping that's powerful for your career and like making progress, just the fact that you've stepped up to something that's a little bit uncomfortable. That's the thing that's going to basically lead to long-term success. Because you do that with everything, you start to see a huge snowball effect there. So just keep doing that, keep stepping up, keep pushing, keep experimenting. Specifically, I think a good next step, keep workshopping. Sorry, two specific levers of leadership that you're doing well that you can double down on. So first is workshopping.
Yeah.
Loads of these. Second, storytelling. I think you're a good storyteller. Just as I said today, make it even more concise. Really try and work out what's the point you're trying to make. A sales workshop sounds like it'd be a really good thing to do as well, around like these materials on what value are we promising rather than just listing features. So I think that could be some next steps. I think the final thing would be one thing supposed to improve upon but focus on would be product strategy. I'm aware you're in a sort of a known space, but there's only so many things you could do within this space. So you probably have not pushed yourself as fully as if, complete greenfield, new industry, new problem space, like some people have done. So that's not a criticism at all, but I would just say, come back to product strategy and the videos. Do push yourself in terms of like, are there new problems we could solve at the company? You've got ownership of the solution space. So really try and push that. And it may be things like outside of ATV, and you go back to that core problem, which is ultimately how do companies get greater ROI generally? So you could look at that and try and think about some new initiatives, new products that you could launch. I think that'd be a great opportunity then to sort of tick off that innovative product strategy piece there. So I think that's probably the only thing missing at the moment. I think leadership very strong, customer insight you've shown you get exactly why we're doing that. You're going to really reinforce that with this process. Leadership traits are all there for me. So I think that's a big, huge positive, something to just keep doing, really.
Yeah. No,
any sort of thoughts on next steps for you as well?
No, I mean, I it's been the best course that I've ever been on. I tell anybody that will listen to me for 5 seconds that it's there's so many courses you go on and you think, oh yeah, that was good, but actually you never end up really implementing stuff. But because of the hands-on nature of this, and also the timing for me specifically means that it's been pretty much from the first or second week I've been like, right, I can use this.
I mean, we said that right initially, the timing is perfect, but again, that does require the commitment that you've put in as well. And I've worked with loads of people that have started a new role. Like, I know it's perfect time if they just put that little bit of extra effort in. It's perfect time, but they're not willing to lean into it. So again, congrats for actually really committing to this and taking it and applying it. Really easy just to not bother doing that stuff. No one's going to tell you off, right, for not applying it. I might, but at work,
No, so thank you. It's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it.
No, that's great to hear. Great to hear. Yeah, well, we're working on a new. I'll reach out later today. Actually, we're working on a new initiative where we're going to take the top 20% of Prod MBA alumni and put them into a separate community. So I'll reach out later today. I think you're definitely someone in that bucket. Just to keep some value going. People that are really engaging and really willing to sort of put time in. That's something we'll be doing.
Just quick question on the graduation call next week. What do we?
No prep. No, it's just a way to reflect on the 8 weeks, reflect on some of the learnings there, and just sort of see everyone on the last call.
No, cool. I'm actually going to be on holiday in India, but
nice.
I'm keen to dial in as well anyway. So
dial in if you can. Don't worry if you're not on camera, etc. If not, I will post a replay as well, so you can catch up there. But it's nice that we do some reflection exercises as well. So it's a nice way to sort of close the story loop. After the 8 weeks. Awesome. Look, Jide, I know you've got a call to go to, so I'll leave you there. But as I said, look, keep doing what you're doing. Focus on that strategy piece. Keep pushing the workshopping. Keep this new process as well. And I think your career is going to really take off now.
No, thanks. I'm I know it's a challenge. I've found it a challenge already, but I'm really keen to do more workshopping and get
Yeah.
better at it. Really improve and get confident in it. So
It's
I think it is
practice.
really
It is
powerful. And
purely practice. I mean, I've done hundreds,
yeah,
and
yeah,
every time there's still something that I'm like, I could do that better.
yeah,
So it really is just about repetitions. Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Okay,
Well, look,
brilliant. Thanks very
hopefully
much,
see you
Henry.
next
I'll
week. If
speak to
not,
you next
enjoy
week.
the holiday as well.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye bye.